We had a discussion the other day amongst some employees here. One of them asked me, would you take the vaccine? I said, yes, indeed. I'd take it. And then next person said, oh, I ain't taking it. But,
there you go.
But choice.
Yeah.
But I would look at the data.
Yeah.
I'd look at the data and really now something may change my mind. Just like I would look at the data, which I have been on hydroxychloroquine. I haven't seen anybody coming up dying from it. I've looked and I haven't seen anybody who's taken it, having heart attacks but if you watch national news, man, you would never put one of those pills in your mouth, ever. But when you get more local information and more data and more honest answers, and then when I find out that physicians are actually on it and nurses are on it, I'm going, they look pretty good to me,
The nation of India, you saw the article, you can look at it. Mm-hmm. They didn't have PPE, but they had 80% of the world's supply of hydroxychloroquine. Mm-hmm. So they felt it was prudent, and they were supported by the medical literature to have prophylactic hydroxychloroquine for that population.
Now, let me back into this because I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
And I don't even want to say numbers, but percentage-wise. You've obviously had patients or people you've seen that had all the symptoms of COVID-19, and you've obviously had to prescribe something. So if you have prescribed a Z-Pack with hydroxychloroquine or zinc or whatever you prescribe, have they all done well on that formula?
Yes. However, doesn't get prescribed to anyone until your medical doctor or family doctor says, you're cleared to take it, and yes, I feel it's reasonable. If I hear those two things, then we all agree it can be used, because the greater good, the benefit, greatly outweighs any risks in that particular patient. And again, I'm hoping that in 6 months, again, the whole hydroxychloroquine question is going to be a footnote in history.
Okay. What can we leave right now we're live on Facebook, and people just, man, I found with our local doctors, really the trust factor. They trusted our local doctors before.
Yes.
But now there's a whole new rebirth of trust because, one thing you said today, look, if it's out of my data area, I'll pass to somebody else who's more of a specialty.
Yes.
I'll handle my reading, and they appreciate that in doctors. But the overall knowledge here is pretty doggone good, and it can be trusted because it's non-political in nature.
Exactly. Exactly. And I will leave this. I just look at it, I'm an educator. And we went over today the history of how we got to here and where are we at this point. Then when we talked about the national media, and when you see this, I explained to you how 3 different types of people, however they view things in life, whether it's the person who works to support his family and never looks at the national media, the person who looks at things from a secular or scientific view, or even the person that comes from a faith-based view. I just educated how the 3 different ways that 3 different types of people usually look at problems. It all comes back to the same answer. You talk to the local people, your local physicians who you know and you trust and you have that relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the take-home message today. Don't hesitate to talk to them, but expect your doctor to do the right things and prescribe medicines the right ways, which is part of our oath as physicians.
Mm-hmm. Right. And you'll take the safest direction that'll cause the least amount of harm to the patient, but for the greater good.
for the greater good, because in a pandemic, you have no choice.
Mm-hmm. Shovel.
Yeah, you got to get the shovel, and that's the way the people in Louisiana have rolled for 300 years. Always find solutions.
Well, Dr. Pat, I appreciate you coming on. I knew you would give me a different perspective, and that you have, and I knew it would be educational, and that it was, and I appreciate you laying it out for the local people. And we'll continue to have the local doctors on, because although there's some varying degrees of what they think, some of it's online, but one of the varying degrees is hydroxychloroquine with some of the other medicines. But that's why it's so interesting to hear what people have to say, so I appreciate you coming on.
And I'd like to thank Jason, and who else helped us today?
Yeah, Cole's out
Jason
there.
and
Yeah.
Cole, they did a great job,
And
because,
then Joni and Darla won this too, so they.
yep, Thursday at noon, this did not exist. It wasn't even in my mind. And then by Thursday night at 7, it was 95% done. So thanks to your team.
All right.
And keep up the good work, Martin.
All right, thank you. Once
All
again,
right.
Dr. Pat Hagen, you've seen him on this channel quite a bit, and he's always around helping us out on Sports on the Bayou also, which we're planning on having. It's going to be a little more spacious in the studio. We plan on having it. Be fun to get back to some normal stuff, huh? Don't you think?
It will.
Yeah.
It will.
Don't know the schedules or when they'll play or what's going to happen, but hey,
But you know what?
everything's fluid.
I'm going to tell you, they talk about the new normal. And I really think a lot of the new normal is that as a result of this, especially in South Louisiana, the way we are, people are going to put a bigger emphasis on their faith, their family, and their friends. It's really caused people to take a look at what's important in life. And, you know, I'd like to say just love and prayers to my sister Ellen, who's been having a healthcare battle. And we've been basically unable to visit her since March. And she lives in town. And her husband, Rick, and my niece, Leslie, have just been doing such a great job taking care of her. She's the hero of our family. And Ellen, I just want to let you know we all love you, and we really know what a wonderful person that you are, and the Lord's blessed us to have you in our family. All right.
Well said, Doc. All right, there you have it. We'll say goodbye to our Facebook viewers. Of course, this will be on again on our program on Bayou Time, so you can tune in again. Thanks to Dr. Pat Hagen doing such a thorough job, and we'll continue to bring doctors here in the area on this program. Once again, if you agree, come on, state your case. If you disagree with anything we say, we always welcome you to come on board and just pour more knowledge and information on there, like Dr. Bobby said, like Dr. Pat said, like all the doctors have said. They don't have all the answers, but they sure know a lot of them. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.